New research from EE is telling us there's going to be a bit of a do on the way as kids head back to school in a week or two, and they want to take their smartphones with them. They're keeping secrets from their parents on what they're doing on their smartphones. Somebody who can tell us more about it is Konnie Huq, TV presenter, screenwriter, and children's author. Good afternoon.
Hi there.
Good to talk to you again, and another interesting topic of conversation because obviously kids love their technology. Parents
Mm.
sometimes don't always have as much control over them with that tech as they would like or would need, and it's I think it's time to start looking at that, particularly with a new set of phones being dished out just at the start of a new school year.
Yeah, absolutely. EE found that about 3.8 million families are about to have that chat, the chat essentially, with their children because as we know nowadays, there's more and more pressure, increasing pressure as kids grow older, maybe heading towards the end of primary school, even, or going into secondary school, to have a smartphone. And it's all to do with sort of FOMO, fear of missing out. To do with the fact that lots of secondary school homework and education requires some degree of internet usage. And then also, it's often a great safety net for parents to have if their children are walking themselves to and from school, which is often the case, or traveling, alone to and from school or
Mhm.
independently rather, to have that safety net of having the phone.
Absolutely. 93% of parents argue with their kids about the use of that phone. But I mean, as you say, it is for education. There are WhatsApp groups where the kids will be having a chat all about their studies. They'll be talking about the games they're playing. When I was a kid, Connie, probably similar for you. If you played a computer game with your mates, you actually went round there and sat next to them and you took it in turns, or there were two controllers on something. These days, most of the games are internet based and they're using the internet there. So it's only natural for them to have a phone that sort of follows on and works alongside what they're doing. So yeah, you can see why they've got these devices, but so the concern is they are using them potentially or are at risk of having people contact them that they don't want.
Yeah, absolutely. With the phone, there is a plethora of websites, chat rooms, online forums, social media networks, um, essentially that kids can access. And even if they're, I don't know, watching YouTube, they're only a few clicks away because YouTube will then recommend once their video's finished other content. So it might be that a parent has even put something on for their child and then goes out the room, and then 6 videos later, it's something that they might not want their child to be subjected to. And I'm
Mhm.
talking about young children that are sitting in front of, content, let alone when kids are old enough to actually start interacting with the computer and searching up their own things.
Mhm.
So it is important to make sure as a parent you feel happy with the framework that's been set up for your child, and you can actually now take the bull by the horns and take the reins. And you're offering this initiative where you can make a 30-minute appointment at your local high street store and have a chat with a consultant, someone that's a bit of an expert in all of this, to help see what framework is suitable for your child. They're offering like a 3-tier system essentially. It's sims for under 18-year-olds that have different degrees of protections already put in place. And then also, it's the writing up of a social contract with the family and the child all on board.
Yeah, so having a contract, having an agreement on phone usage.
Yeah,
Obviously, parents are
yeah,
paying for that
yeah.
phone usage. They're paying for the data. EE can do things like block websites that they can actually get to when they're using their EE SIM for data. So there's all sorts of great things that have been done there,
Yes.
and there are safety settings in the phone which the experts in the shop will be able to help to put in place. But the big thing is it's showing the trust in the kids, and that's where this contract makes it a two-way thing and actually shows them they are acting in a mature way and therefore they have to treat their phone usage in the same way.
Yeah, and also it gives the child a degree of authority over it too, because this is a contract that's made with all the parties, um, putting in their opinions and their preferences. And so it shows that you're actually taking this serious, which is really great for your child, because it's not just like, oh, your parent is fobbing you off. There's an expert essentially that's helping to put these guidelines and boundaries in place.
Absolutely. So having an agreement, having an understanding, but equally knowing the consequences of not doing that, because a mobile phone curfew at some point in the day could easily be a thing. And I know some people will have the likes of broadband at home, and they will also then control the switching on and off of the broadband for the network that the kids connect to limit access at bedtime.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing, actually. You don't want to have to go to the extent of switching off the internet for the whole family just to control a child. So that's where this comes in handy because the protections are put via the SIM card. So essentially, you're only affecting one user, which is really, really kind of handy for parents that need to be using the internet for work or just nowadays, everything streaming, their binge watch on Netflix or whatever it is.
Yeah, if they want to watch the episode of Black Mirror that you co-wrote, then they want to do that whilst the kids are asleep potentially, won't they?
Yes, exactly. So they don't want to be switching off the internet just because of an unruly child. You want to give your child some degree of authority and responsibility so they feel like, hey, going to sleep now and switching off the phone was my decision.
That's the way. Get them on board, get them all talking, and have a sensible conversation about the internet and what is out there that we don't really want to be seeing. We all find that there's stuff that we don't want to see
Yeah,
out there.
yeah.
Absolutely. Right. Okay. So, how
Mm.
do we book an appointment then to get into our EE store in the city centre to get this contract drawn up?
Right, so you can go onto the EE website or to your high street store. There's over 400 of them nationwide, and they will be more than happy to book you in for a 30-minute consultation should you wish. And then hopefully you can get the right plan in place with the right SIM for your child, as well as that all important social contract can be drawn up and signed by all parties involved.
And of course, they will be on the network, which will help them have great connectivity. You've got it all in one contract. They even sort out the pricing for you based on that. Nip into the store in the Manor Centre or check out the website. Konnie Huq, always good to speak to you. Thank you as ever for joining us, and
Thank
I'll
you.
let you keep the contract sorted in your house.
Yeah, and good luck to all parents out there. It ain't easy.